Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Parlay Revival. So we've sailed all the way to Fiordland in New Zealand after seeing the SailGP in Christchurch, then Great White Sharks in Stewart Island. This week we head up to Milford Sound where the crew have an ice cold shower under a waterfall. Then we attempt to sail up the west coast of New Zealand to finish a circumnavigation of our beautiful country. But we start with a goodbye to our buddy boat, who have shown us the ropes for the last few days.
Thanks for everything, man.
Awesome, bro.
Cheers, brother. Is she coming or?
Good luck.
Yeah, man.
We've gained a new crew.
I have arrived. Wow, at last.
From one boat to the next.
From here to there, baby.
It's funny, literally an hour ago Sienna wasn't sure if she would stay on the other boat or not. And now here she was, about to head to Milford Sound with us. You gotta love the spontaneity of life at sea sometimes.
It's been a big couple of days. We've obviously just lost Joel and Georgie. They've been incredible, and to be honest, they've joined for the most amazing couple of weeks that we could have had. They had SailGP, Dunedin, Stewart Island, and then Fiordland. Like, I'm so happy that they got to experience that. Both of them have kids at home, families, and it was a lot for their partners to sort of hold down the fort while they were here. But I think both of their partners just understood and appreciated what they were experiencing here, and it was priceless. And in the last 10 minutes, we've got a new crew member, Sienna, who was on Bryce's boat. Now they're starting a charter today, so she's jumped on here, and we're going to keep going north. We're trying to get towards Milford, where this lady's about to get off for her brother's wedding. So we're on the move.
So we had 20 miles to go just to get out of Doubtful Sound and back out into the open ocean. We had celebrated Taylor's 21st birthday the night before, and him and his girlfriend Pfizer were on watch to take us another 15 miles up to Charles Sound.
First day being a man.
How's it feel?
It's good. Enjoyed that little sail out. Bit of heavy rain and a lot of ups and down winds, but good. Moving to the next sound. Looking forward to that.
You know, I thought I'd be seasick by now, but pretty good. Pretty good right now.
Have you ever been sailing before?
No, first time. It's cool.
Charles Sound is the perfect halfway point between Doubtful and Milford Sound, and our buddy boat had told us about the awesome little anchorage we could tie stern to a little island, with great protection from the prevailing winds.
It's 170 feet deep here.
Okay, go neutral.
Okay, we've just arrived at Charles Sound. So all around the sounds, they've got these big sort of mooring lines, and they go across the bays, and all the boats could line up and tie to it. That's why you stern tie, because it's too deep to have a nice big swinging circle around there. Let's go.
As I mentioned in last week's episode, Fiordland is the wildest place we have ever taken Parlay. To get here, you have to sail well into the roaring 40s, something feared by a lot of sailors. The nearest safe haven to the north is up towards Nelson at the top of the South Island, which is a 3-day sail away. But I am so glad that we took the risk to get down here, because what we were witnessing was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Apart from in Milford Sound, no one lives in the Sounds, and you get this overwhelming sense of isolation down here. But the scenery was absolutely breathtaking. The next morning we motored out of Charles Sound and into Milford Sound, which is the most famous one in Fiordland, mainly because it is probably the most beautiful.
We made it to Milford Sound. This is the most touristic one because there's a road that goes right to the end of here. So we've already seen like 5 or 6 tourist boats bouncing around, but you can see why. It is absolutely stunning. But just up here is Fairy Falls, and I think I can get the boat right up to the waterfall. So the crew are gonna have a quick freshwater rinse.
Colin tells us all to get naked, and we all do it.
Naked!
That waterfall was ridiculously cold, and it's so windy. It's way worse than just diving in the water.
So epic. First time I can say driven parlay under a waterfall. Everyone's freezing.
Big waterfall.
That was not normal.
We're not cold.
But this one here is Sterling Falls.
Whoa.
The famous one. It looks so cool. See how close we can get. I don't think we want to get under this one. It's bloody high.
What are you doing?
I am putting on all these clothes over my wet clothes because I'm gonna go up the mast for the first time. I've been on this boat for 2 years. 2 years. And I've never been up the mast. Now's the time.
In Milford Sound at Sterling
Falls. I'm terrified of heights. So I try to do things that kind of challenge that. Go slow.
Wind blowing off the waterfall.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Britt, are you okay?
Did you get wet? No, that was crazy. I was a lot scarier than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah. I bless people who go up by themselves to fix things in rolly seas because that's intense, but it's so, so beautiful.
That was insane. It's, I guess the amount of water coming down is like bringing a draft down with it. When it hits the water, it just sprays straight towards us. There was, felt like 30 knots just at the bottom of the waterfall coming straight out. Never felt anything like that before. Crazy. Man, this place is just next level. One of our patrons, Craig, is just turned up on the Milford Explorer. Hey! There you go.
You may remember Craig, who took us diving for power in Stewart Island after we had just seen 5 great white sharks circling our boat. Well, he is a rotational captain here in Milford Sound, so it was awesome to have a friend in the area who also organised a solid mooring for us while we were here, which I was super grateful for.
Ooh. 11 feet.
I've got him! Come here!
Are you wearing shoes?
I've got flip thongs.
Shoes!
Craig's invited us to a South African braai tonight. Braai, Afrikaans braai.
So you guys didn't like the mutton bird?
mean,
At least we gave it a go.
We gave it a go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did our best.
The engineer man down.
Here he is.
Yeah, the nice big MTUs, yeah, nice big shiny ones.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Do the beatbox.
And would you believe it, we had another Patreon, Jono, who was a captain down here as well.
What do we know?
Meet you, man.
Hello.
Jamie,
how are
nice
ya?
to meet you, mate.
Good. The rest of the team, how are you?
Hey, how are you in shorts?
Yeah.
It's summer.
So off we went to check out the crew quarters in Milford Sound.
So this is the skipper's house and the crew house. Perfect. And then we have the barbecue or the braai area outside, where we sit and get eaten by sandflies.
Jamie.
I see Jamie's going to have his feet mauled.
Craig treated us to a delicious feast that night. And the next morning, we awoke to one of the most picturesque backdrops I've ever seen.
Morning, guys. We're leaving Milford Sound today, and we're gonna try get to Nelson. Well, we've got no option but to get to Nelson. And this is probably the gnarliest forecast that we've ever set sail into. 3.5, 4 meter seas out there, and blowing 25 to 30 knots. The only thing that we've chosen to do is leave with that behind us. We do not want to be in 25 to 30 knots against us. Pfizer, Sienna and Britt are all leaving today, so it's just going to be the 4 of us. Salt Shark, Jamie, me and Katie.
So guys, today I'm going back to Canada. For about 2 weeks, my brother's getting married, and I haven't been home in over a year, so...
How does it feel to be the best man?
Best woman. It's 2024, guys. So non-traditionally, my brother chose me at his wedding to be his best woman, which is really sweet. So I'm so excited to go back home and see everybody.
We're out of here. This place is just mind-blowingly beautiful. We had lots of rain the last couple of days, and the waterfalls were just flowing like crazy. And there's snow on the tops of the mountains now. Pretty special place, this one. It's just really hard to get here by boat. The amount of crayfish that comes out of this place is just phenomenal. Thousands of tons of crayfish getting helicoptered out of here. They're selling it here for about 90 to 100 bucks a kilo. People are making some serious money, but it's not necessarily the fishermen. It's the people who own the quota. If you wanted to buy that quota of someone, the going rate at the moment is about $1.8 million. Pretty crazy industry. So yeah, back to the weather. We've got 29 knot gusts. You know, in reality, that'll be pushing into the 30s. It's relentless. But coming around this Cape Farewell here, as it goes into the Cook Strait, that is no joke. I feel like I say that every passage we do, and it's because it's true. Coming from Napier to Wellington, we had the Cook Strait. Coming from Christchurch and Dunedin down to Stewart Island, we had the Fovo Strait. Coming from Stewart up into here to Fiordland, we had the Fovo Strait again, and that Pusica Point, which is probably the worst bit of water in New Zealand. Like, this is just ferocious. Off the coast of New Plymouth there, 55 knot winds. There we've got 3.6 meter waves at 11 seconds. Slightly nervous, but it's not life-threatening or too dangerous. It's just going to be pretty, what's the word? Pretty exciting to be out there. Let's do this!
Can you believe we're actually making it up the west coast? We didn't think we were gonna get to do this. We thought we were gonna go back up the east coast, most likely.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Show me a more beautiful place than this. I dare ya.
My heart was full, and I was so proud of us as a crew that we had managed to sail all the way to Fiordland. The raw beauty of this place will be a memory which stays with us for the rest of our lives. This was a totally different type of cruising than what we had ever done before. Near freezing temperatures, with ice-cold water flowing down waterfalls the height of skyscrapers. These are conditions we definitely were not to endure year-round, but to get a small taste of it was something we will never, ever forget.
This gets better and better. The sun's coming up. Waterfalls are just on point, and now we've got dolphins in Milford Sound. What? Oh, they're massive! Oh my god, these are the biggest dolphins I've ever seen!
Those are like f***ing whales! Mind my language, but holy heck!
He's legitimately scratching himself on the bow there. I've never seen that. He is rubbing up on that thing.
How could it get any better than this scenery? We've seen 2 seals, and then we just saw the biggest dolphins we've ever seen in our lives.
We've done so much motoring that we've forgotten how to sail. OG 140 will be flying. We're sailing.
The minefield here. Grey pots everywhere.
Yeah, literally pots everywhere. We have to get out to sea more than 150 meters. We're gonna put the rods out again, doing 6.5 knots. But if we do catch a massive tuna, we'll have to furl up the headsail straight away, and then we can turn into the wind with the main up. The problem with the Code D is there's a continuous furling line, but it's pretty short. So we always have to go up onto the bow and furl it by hand. If we just make a continuous furling line that can reach one of the electric winches, then none of us will have to go up there. So we'll see if we can do it and teach you guys, if you don't know already. Once we cut, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. We've literally never tried to end splice. We'll see if we can do it first. Take the end. 1 foot length here. Same on this side. Go in here and we want to pull the core out from here. Alright, got it. Jamie's doing the same on that side. It's too fat. It's like me.
And through a series of trial and errors and some revisions of YouTube videos on how to splice, we worked the line until we finally managed to do a continuous loop.
And then they should disappear. Okay, we're just putting a bit of whipping where they where the 2 lines are spliced. And then that'll be it. Very tidy. Taylor wants to test it. That's the joint right there. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Oh, look at that.
If we can pull you up.
But now we finally get to test this furling line on a winch. On a winch, it's way, way, way slower than doing it by hand. I ended up just finishing it by hand up here, but being here, up on the flybridge, and having this line was way better than being down there. I love it.
That night, the winds picked up a lot as we sailed north, which meant for an extremely uncomfortable night.
Morning guys, we're on the passage from Milford Sounds to Nelson. Last night was pretty wild. We're getting consistent winds like around 30 knots up to 35. Tonight's meant to be the same again. One of the waves, like we surfed down it, I don't know for how long, it felt like it was forever.
Morning. Last night was wild. We did 16.7 knots at one point, and it was like 30 knots all night. Didn't get much sleep. So we're doing single watches now. We're all wearing our new life jackets when we're up there alone. And then when I'm not on watch, I've just been here with the radio. It's as though we've got 1 person on watch and 1 person ready on standby the whole time.
It was a totally different dynamic having 4 crew instead of our usual 8. All of us were doing solo watches, which was a first for both Katie and Taylor. We also had the weather constantly changing on us, which was making it so hard to plan ahead. But some hard decisions had to be made.
We've just made a massive decision to skip Nelson and Abel Tasman and just go straight for Cape Reinga. There's a high coming over towards Northland, and we can ride the southerlies of that going up. And as it goes past Northland, we can ride the northerlies south. It's just this really opportunistic time to go. And if we do go down to Nelson, I see us being stuck there for at least a week. We don't want to get hit by the northerlies when we're still trying to go north. So it means we're going to have to keep about a 6.2 knot average from now for the next 3 days. I feel it's the right decision. Tonight is going to be the worst night. 3.5 meter swell at 9 seconds. And it'll be 30 knots again. So I think we'll alter course now and we'll just pin our ears back.
The decision has been made. This is how fast things happen out here.
It feels like yesterday we were in Stewart Island and now we're talking about on Wednesday we're going to be in Cape Reinga at the top of New Zealand. That seems insane.
We're going to Cape Reinga.
Really? We're going straight?
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Oh my
We're
God.
going that way, not that way.
Let's go.
We've got to get to there. 447 nautical miles. And then we can think about getting across and then down. We were heading this way, now we're going to head that way. Let's go! Like 750 miles. Nah, more. That's just to the top, and then we got to go around and come down. That'll be a huge accomplishment.
Yep, a pretty big accomplishment indeed. As Katie mentioned, we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to come up the west coast at all, and now we were attempting to do the entire thing in one go. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and join us next Sunday as we end up having to tow warps behind the boat to slow us down in massive following seas.
Definitely doing something. 2 of them out the back. Feel good about that.